Hello, 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 and welcome back. Today we are doing something a little different. We are going to be preparing for the base build. I am quite nervous of building the base, so yes, this is a way of procrastinating. But I'm thinking maybe we terraform the hill that we're on a little bit. I've got some ideas for that. And look at what else we can do. Maybe some paths and things to get an idea of exactly how the base is going to be, where it's going to be, how it's going to look. So first of all, I need to fill in some of these cave holes that we have all around this area. While I think about that, let's get some sugarcane going. So there's another hole over here. With a creeper in it. My sword did not have the range. So that's blown a bit of a wall and we've got water going in now. Not good. It could be an interesting way of getting in and out of the cave perhaps, but we have a nice looking cave entrance just underneath our base, so I think we'll block this off. I might light it up a bit first just to save something like that happening again. Oh, and we've got another entrance. I'm going to put a torch right at the bottom, so if I ever find that whole entrance there, I'll know that I've explored underneath. And another creeper. I'm not sure if it destroys any or if it blows up there, so I'm just going to move it across a bit. Following this pathway around the corner, it goes outside again. So another hole to block up because it's pretty close to the base. I'm going to put a torch here so that I can remember where it is, just in case for some reason we ever need to get back or open up this entrance again. Perhaps if we want to close the one around our base for any reason. This will be the second entrance, but for now I think I'll block it up. We don't really need this one here. So I'll do that now and then we'll head back and have a look at what we can do. Let's close this off, at least the water part of it. That should have it. Yep, water's draining. I'll probably want to close all of that off as well, but it's far enough away that I don't have to worry about it right now. Here is my main concern. I'm going to do this 2 layers, just in case a creeper blows up or, you know, just feel a little bit safe for it being 2 levels deep. Oh, and I'm out of dirt. Let me gather some of that and the materials, and then let's get to work on the cliff. I'll show you the plans and ideas that I have. I'll chop up some trees, clear the space a bit, and fill in the hole, and then we'll come back and look at the cliff. Okay, so here is what I'm thinking. I've started ever so slightly. A bit of an indent on the left of the hill, like an overhang cliff. Bring the path out across here and curve it around in front of where we have the cave entrance, and then we'll build a proper cave entrance like a tunnel or something going underneath. So over here is where it'll kind of be indented and have a bit of an overhang above where maybe our base will be. So I will dig in here. I'm not exactly sure how far I want to dig in, how deep I want this to go, but I'm thinking if we dig far enough in that it looks natural, but it could also be used as perhaps like an enchanting space or maybe just a smelting area or something. I'm not entirely sure what we'll do with it, but let's get it in, just make the land look a bit nicer, and hopefully that will inspire us into base designs and how exactly we want that to look, and even just where we want it to be and sort of what size we want it to be. Having an idea of the land around, I think, is definitely going to help me understand exactly how I want to build the base. So I'm going to speed it up here while I basically dig a hole, and we'll have a look at where I get to various stages and see the progression and evolution. Okay, dug a bit of a hole into the cave and planted some more turf and grass at the top for an overhang, and this is what we've got. So it looks a bit like a cave entrance. You can see the sort of curve that I'm going for. I'm wondering whether to dig down, so it goes down the level. I think that could look interesting. And then it could be stone ground as well, like we're standing on the cliff. I'm not sure about it going down. I quite like the curve, but I feel like it's too small. It doesn't really make sense. Like there's this big hill and then there's this tiny little bit where it's a cliff and overhung ground. So I think we'll dig further back on this side. We'll build this out maybe. Because there it slopes back and we don't see any stones, so it doesn't make much sense. So it needs to be one or the other. Either we extend the cliff on this side or we build this side out. If we build this side out and kind of curve it round, it will help make it a bit of a room, if that's what we want to do with it. A bit of a workspace or something. It will kind of close it off to the rest of the land and hill behind it. So something a bit like this. I just want it to kind of come out and curve around. It'll really help, as I say, kind of shelter it off and section it off. Okay, that looks kind of... It's kind of what I was going for, but I'm not sure about it. I might experiment a bit more and come back after I've played around and see what sort of ideas and designs we can come up with. I think what I'll work on next is kind of bringing this hill out and curving it round in front of the cave entrance to really see the shape of the overall kind of hill and cliff that we're building here. Okay, as you can see, this is where I've got to so far. I got rid of the kind of curve and decided to extend the cliff a bit further, so the overhang goes a bit further along. I think overall that helps the I think that helps the overall shape of the hill, as we'll see when I go a bit further in a moment. I started to come in and put different rocks and cobblestone and things like that in. I've taken most of the granite out, so it's starting to look a bit more solid. I also decided to not go down, so I've put ground back in and turfed that, so it's just the grass, the turf that we're standing on. And now I'm thinking of extending out this side where we have the cave entrance. I'm not sure how I'll have the cave entrance look, so I think what I'll do first of all is just build up the land around it to have this hill take shape, and then we'll figure out where we're going to and how we're going to have an entrance into that cave. But as you can see, the overall curve now, the cliff and the overhang make a lot more sense in that. As you can see, sugarcane's going okay. I'm not sure if I'll plant too much more now. It seems big enough to be able to get enough paper, which is what I want it for, and we'll see what we use that for very soon. Okay, so I have done a bit more work on the area now, so let's go down and have a look. Here we go. So the overhang is looking a bit more enhanced. And I've come in and put slabs and stairs and things like that just to give it a bit more shape, a bit more texture. I've tried to merge that into the ground around it as well, so now it flows a little better. As you can see, I've not done anything on the cave side yet, but I'm starting to like the shape of this cliff. There is something we're missing, and it is over this way. And as you can see, we are at the village. Why are we at the village? Well, we're not really here for the village, but I do remember seeing just past it a particular biome that is of great interest and has the thing I want. This swamp has vines. I think vines are what the cliff need. They need a bit of greenery. So some mossy cobblestone once I can have it, and vines hanging down, as well as maybe some of the leaves and bushes. So yes, I've made the first shears of the world. No more needing to massacre sheep for beds. And I'm going to gather up some of the vines and some leaves, and I'll meet you back at the base. just before I go, this swamp actually looks like it goes really far. I think it'll be a pretty cool place to explore. Not seen any signs of witch huts, but this is a fairly extensive swamp, so that's pretty cool. So I'll head back to the base now, and we'll see what we can do with this vegetation. So the village is actually just over there. I've been going around the land, but actually by boat, just going straight over there, it's really, really close. May have to make a build, perhaps take the boat over and then have a little dock on the other side for getting to the village. But for now, let's work on our cliff. I have no real plan here. I'm just going to put vines. I believe the vines grow downwards, obviously, so if I plant them around the top, then they should naturally go down. Essentially be a bit of a vine farm if we ever need any more. Yeah, that's already looking better. It's not quite a nice shape yet, but the extra texture or colour is making a big difference, I think. Naturally, these torches aren't going to be our source of light, but I just wanted to light it up, just to save any creepers blowing up our hard work. We'll come in with lanterns on chains or something like that later on. And that's what we have for vines. Let's put some of the leaves in. I think I've got a couple of different types of leaves, so try and mix it up a little bit so it doesn't quite look so uniform. And we'll have these as kind of extensions, or maybe thicker vines or bushes or various moss and greenery that's growing out of the cliff. It's difficult sometimes to see what would look natural, in quotation marks. So there's a lot of placing and then stepping back and seeing what it looks like and going back in and adjusting, but I'm starting to really like the shape that this is taking and the kind of atmosphere and mood that it has. I think once we kind of decorate it or put something inside, that'd be really cool. Whoa, it's this guy again. Oh, he's taking some of my blocks. He's not the greatest of neighbours. So it turns out you can't place vines on leaves. So what I think I'll do is I'll extend this up as if it's a vine or something that's kind of growing from up here. We'll see how that looks down at the bottom, but that's kind of the idea of it. What's he up to? He's an odd fella. So, it's night time. I've put some new lights in, and this is what the cliff looks like at the moment. So I think the greenery has really helped. We've got multiple textures and things going on now. I've put some lanterns and chains on. I think the zombies I can hear are from underneath, even though I lit the cave area up. Let's go to sleep now and we can see what it looks like in the day and the light. And so this is what we have. I can still hear that zombie. I like it. I think we've done well. I think once we can get a few more different blocks and things in there, maybe it'll be better, but I really like the shape that we've got going on. I think we'll have to do a bit more of the base next. Maybe I'm thinking a dock for the boat and a bit of a farm space for wheat. You'll see where we need the wheat very soon, I think. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched to this point, I really appreciate that. Until next time, bye!